Creating a character. Yeah, so like the four things you need to be able to exist in the business, you also need four things to be able to create a character. And again, talent shows up. You have to be talented. And you can't teach talent. But a good teacher can open up a person into realizing their own talent. That is true. Or they can enhance what's already there. But you can't teach someone to have instinct like that. So you have to have talent, but you also have to have an insatiable curiosity. I am very curious about people. I love observing people. It's the thing that, unfortunately, one of the downsides to being a celebrity is that I can't really do it anymore. Because once the observer becomes the observed, then all bets are off. Behavior changes. But I will always watch behavior. Every actor, director, and writer should be working constantly. If I ever hear of an actor, writer, or director being bored, I would say to them, well, you're just not working hard enough. You're just not working. Shame on you. You should be working. And you could be working every hour of the day in a shopping mall, in restaurants, in hospital waiting rooms, in airports, and train stations. You see people of all levels of anxiety or anticipation or joy or grief or whatever, and you're studying human behavior so that you can replicate it. So that's part of it. You have to have a filing cabinet filled with all these memories of things that you've observed. And you have to have an insatiable curiosity to go into source material, to read books. So on isolationism and things that I was looking at when I was doing Howard Wakefield, and what it takes in that sense, and what to have someone remove oneself from society. So you talent, curiosity, and doing research. You then also have to have an accessibility to your emotions. You felt grief, you felt jealousy, you felt rage, you felt love, you felt lust, you have to be willing and able to reach down in and pull out what's ever necessary. You have to be willing to be naked in front of a camera or on stage, figuratively or literally. Are you willing to be naked? Are you? There you go. Not in a gratuitous way, but in a way that, like, no, there were several times in Breaking Bad I had to be naked.
Are you going to make a strip?
And I'm naked now under these clothes. What?
Make a strip now for us?
I'm going to strip now? Yeah. Not unless there's music. The last thing I'll say was that is imagination. Your imagination then connects anything that you don't have a personal history to. If you're playing a murderer, please don't go out and murder someone and tell the judge, I had to know what it was like. I'm doing a film. And he would say, not anymore. But you have to use your imagination. How is that possible that I can connect this? So those four things. And every time you start a project, the character is outside of you. And the more research you do, the more you go back to the text, the more you use your imagination and daydream and think about things and read about things. The next time you look up, the character's here, and then it's here. And then almost like through osmosis is like, and then you got him. Then you've got your anchor. When the character is inside you, your anchor is there. And then every piece of direction you get is now filtered through the lens of that character. And that's why you hear, my character wouldn't say that. It sounds hokey, but it's actually a truism. Because the actor who now owns that character knows that character better than anyone. And that's true, as long as it's not a cop-out. So every time I hear something, I'm almost always dead quiet, and I'm processing, and I'm just seeing how it feels and sending it through the filter and seeing if it makes sense to me, and we can try that. And, that felt really bad. Let's try that. And you keep trying little avenues and whatever until you land on something that that resonates, which is your instinct, you know, and your artistic integrity. If it feels right, trust it. I hope all of you have that sense, and whether or not you're in the arts or just fans of the arts, patrons of the arts, thank you for supporting little films and theater pieces, and it's so important, especially now, when there seems to be so much animus and cynicism in the world, and a lot of finger pointing and a lot of anger and upset and anxiety. We need art more than at any time is when we need this to be able to teach, to be able to take someone on a trip away from their problems for 2 hours, or to dig in and really expose it and let people argue about it and talk about it. Because art really, in its best sense and best form, begins a conversation. It doesn't end it. It starts me. And the last thing I'll say is that whatever you feel as audience members or participants, what the greatest thing about art, the greatest thing, everyone is right in your opinion. No one of you is ever wrong about how you feel. Completely support you in how you feel. That's the great thing. No one can say, no, you're wrong, you didn't feel that. It's like, this is how I felt. So we can all watch a movie or a play, and we can have a variety of different feelings, and we're all right. Everyone's correct. And that's the great thing. We need to support and embrace that community of thought and supporting the arts in any form you can. And with that, I say thank you. Good night. I'll be right back.